Welcome back. I recently put out a video where I gave you guys a tour of my Moleskine sketchbook, and I thought it would be a fun idea today to show you guys some of my digital sketchbook from college. I recently graduated college with a major in graphic design and a bachelor degree in the arts, but I am now a full-time illustrator and designer, so let's dive right in. Okay, couple disclaimers. First of all, I literally just recorded this video and then my camera died. So hopefully take two is the one. Also, you might hear my dog in the background licking his butt. So if you hear that, I am so sorry. We roll with what we got. Okay, so when I first got this iPad, I made a ton of stickers with it. These stickers are currently for sale on my Etsy. This guy right here, this little fashion chicken dude, he has a special place in my heart because my friend got him as a tattoo. And I just think it's such a goofy thing to get it as a tattoo, but I'm so honored that someone has that as art on themselves forever, so I love it. But yeah, a lot of these earlier pieces were me just figuring out Procreate, figuring out how color works, messing around with different brushes and line work, just finding how my style would translate to a digital sketch. I think this guy was technically a tattoo commission, but I also made a sticker of his little stereo thing I made. Got Chill to the Bone, and I love a good pair of Vans. So there you have it. I use this digital sketchbook a ton in my current career, but I also used it a ton in my college classwork. So let's dive through some of my college classwork. So as a graphic design major, I took all kinds of core classes from ceramics to screen printing to metal smithing. And so here I have just a collection of my work for different mediums. This is for an interactive book jacket. I made it for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory because I remember reading that book in like 3rd grade and loving it, then watching the movie and being really freaked out. And then also making other materials for the book jacket. Like I had this idea to put a golden ticket inside. I play around a lot with animation on here. This is for a sneakerhead dynamic article. I think I created this piece for a project for a poster. Yeah, I had fun playing around with the isometric perspective. So this was for a triptych for a narrative design class. I created this little monster dude on some stock photography that I sourced to tell a story. This is for a CD. Some sketches, just trying to figure out a composition I liked. So I took a lot of classes I didn't think I'd like in college and really fell in love with them. Particularly screen printing, which you can see a couple sketches I did here for projects. Like trying out screen printing really led to me doing a lot more clothing work. Like for example, this was for a screen printing project and I ended up using that in some of my own merch later. Okay, this is another big college project of mine. The assignment was to create assets for a festival or event, so I created mine for Sad Summerfest. Super similar to Vans Warped Tour, but I ended up doing all these custom illustrations that I used on stickers and posters and for like stage setup. But the idea behind these was just creating a ton of illustrations of stuff that makes summer sad, like your inflatable pool thing pops, or you drop your slushie, or your skateboard breaks. Yeah, pretty simple concept, but I had a lot of fun just creating a big project with these. I think advice that I have for y'all from my college days is just like befriend your professors. Because, I mean, your professors are the people who know the people. Like, I wouldn't have gotten my job where I work full-time today unless my professor recommended I do this internship with this one company. To be honest with you, I feel like I didn't get a ton out of my college classes because I did a lot of my learning outside the classroom, and then I've also just been designing and doing illustration forever. But I am grateful that I took different classes that got me outside my comfort zone. I am glad that I tried new things. For example, I took a couple fine art classes. None of them really got a ton into portraits, but I really love drawing the human face. A lot of this is just stuff I did on the side. This was me first figuring out Procreate, figuring out how to blend. Yeah, but like this one, I mean, it looks semi-realistic, but it just has some weird proportion issues. But yeah, the nice thing about sketching on the iPad is it just gives you an opportunity to mess with more brushes or to play with color. This is definitely still one of my favorites. I'm just happy with how the blending came out. I'm happy with how the hair was rendered. Yeah, but you can see throughout college as we go along, I mean, I'm playing around with different things here, like, you know, making a little GIF of this floating head, to just figuring out more of a stylized approach of how I like to draw portraits today. So that's a good chunk of my sketches from college, but I also did a ton of commission work on the side. And then a ton of these were stuff I found from people finding me or meeting people on the internet. Like, for example, this was for a podcast for someone who found me through Instagram. Definitely a fun process. I like how punk rock this one turned out. But yeah, a lot of my commission work I did throughout college was custom illustration based. And then through here you can see a lot of sketches for some logo work I did. That's the nice thing about commissions, that if you can like play your cards right and find the right client, you can really end up doing commissions that are in your style and stuff that you love to do. Like, for example, this lady who runs this yarn business was looking for stickers, so I got to make these pieces. This piece here is actually the final for a coffee shop that hired me to make some t-shirts and hoodies. So this ended up being screen printed. But yeah, I just love the little espresso folks hanging out at the coffee shop. I also got to integrate stuff that their coffee shop is known for, like their cinnamon rolls or their breakfast sandwiches or muffins or drinks or what have you. Okay, this is another commission that was for a tunnel mural at the college I went to. So this is the initial sketch that I submitted. And then I got selected and I got 3 panels of this tunnel to do. So this is the full art. But yeah, honestly, just like highlight of my college career. Like, I got to work with other artists who helped me paint this, and then also just volunteers who didn't have an art background and just wanted to show up to help paint. Yeah, it's cool that my art just lives on the college campus that I went to now. Super fun. And then, I mean, a lot of the other commissions I did in college was just tattoos and stuff for friends. We got this rose because, you know, the world always needs more rose tattoos. I don't think this person even ended up getting this, to be honest, so oh well. Or like, we got this little koi fish tattoo that I did for someone in my style. Hindsight, looking back through a lot of these tattoo commissions, I wish I would have done less tattoo commissions in college because it always turns into more work than you think it is. So I mean, if you look at like hours you spent into designing a tattoo, I definitely put a lot more hours than what I was paid for. It's always fun making tattoos and stuff for friends, but like outside of that, definitely know how to value your work, because I wish I would have done a lot less of these because a lot of them just turned into headaches. I think this person ended up getting this on their calf or something like that. This is wild. Someone I knew wanted me to create a tattoo that was a sweet potato sitting on a lazy boy, and they got this on them full color, and I just think that's fantastic. It's such a random tattoo, but I mean, my art gets to be a part of someone else's body, which is dope. Okay, moving on to my clothing work. Like I said earlier, I'm super glad that I took a screen printing class in college, because that definitely helped me get more interested in creating my own clothing. I remember in high school, I think I made a sweater and a hoodie, but this first piece was the totem pole hoodie, which is the first hoodie drop I did in college. For these next couple, I really like thrifting and upcycling clothes, so the idea behind this project was to go to thrift stores and get good quality shirts that would otherwise end up in a landfill and print my art on them. I definitely love printing on clothing just because I feel like when you print your art on clothing, it's kind of where art and like everyday life meets. So, you know, your art can live outside of just a fine art setting and it can be a part of someone's everyday experience, which I just love that idea. But I have some other sketches in colorways for some of my other hoodies and stuff here. Okay, and this last one is for a t-shirt I made. Just the idea behind this was that I love how creating like inspires other people to create. I still have a ton of these yellow t-shirts laying around, as well as these upcycled shirts. So if you guys are interested in getting your hands on those, just leave a note in the comments. Enough of you guys are interested, I will try to throw these up on Etsy or something like that. Okay, a lot of these are sketches of a big series. I've talked a ton about these in past videos, so I won't dive too deep, but the idea is just to create mundane, everyday scenes. That kind of juxtaposes that you have this like everyday scene, but when you look closer, like nothing makes sense. I ended up screen printing this one in a class on some t-shirts and hoodies. And here's some of the other pieces I worked on in that series. This wasn't necessarily for class. This was kind of just something I do on the side, but I feel like a lot of these you can see where I really found my style. Like this one, for example, probably the most complicated one I made. Let's see. Yeah, I literally put 21 hours into this one, which is crazy. But makes sense when you look at all of the fine little tiny detail and weirdness that's going on. Here is a little sneak peek in one of the ones that I'm working on lately. Creating a little arcade in this weird world, putting in some fun aspects, like tax filing simulator. So yeah, I don't love the color scheme with this one, so I'm still kind of working through it. I think I'm gonna just literally recolor this from scratch because I'm just not super happy with where it's at right now. But you know, that's the life. And then last up, this is just random doodles that I've done throughout my college career. Yeah, just a lot of absurdity and random junk, but yeah, fun stuff to share. We got some bees. This was sketching for a t-shirt. Mushroom dude. And just messing around with some different GIFs and animations in Procreate. Got a little Halloween spread I did. I am huge into Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdoms. This is a fun little Link and Korok sketch I did. And this was, I think I was just laying out like a little tattoo flash sheet. I love tattoos, as you know. I literally got this tattoo.jpg one right there. Definitely fun stuff. I sketch a lot of character work for my bigger pieces. So here's me messing around with a couple ideas, playing with some expressions and whatnot. Yeah, so that is my college sketchbook. I also plan on making a video talking through some of my post-college art and how I use my sketchbook as a full-time designer and illustrator. So yeah, definitely subscribe because I'm going to be putting that video out soon as well. Thanks for hanging out, and I will catch you guys in the next video.